Hey everybody, welcome to part 30 of our Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 3 Re+Mind on PC 100% full game playthrough. So, we have just about reached the end of this game, and that means it is time to do our end of game complete 100% review for Kingdom Hearts 3. So, naturally, that means we are going to be going over the Gummi journal, which this time around is embedded into the Gummi phone. We're also going to go through the complete list of items available in the game. I'm not going to go into too much detail about where to get them all because I do have the 100% item location guide, the Excel spreadsheet I made that has been attached to most of the last, the more recent episodes of this Let's Play, and of course it would be foolish not to include it in this episode. I am going to go over the Gummi ship stuff one more time, just because that was kind of slipped into a different episode, so I think it's a good idea to cover it here in the 100% review. And then you hear the Gummi ship music playing in the background. I'm going to do this in a different order than I usually do. We're going to do the Gummi stuff first. We'll land at the final save point in Scarlet Kylan for the base game. Then we'll go through the item list, and we'll do the journal / Gummi phone report last this time. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. That's kind of all the prelude we need for this episode. That's all we're gonna do. Same thing, I'm not gonna read word for word all the entries for characters and Heartless and all that. I'm just gonna read off the name, leave the picture on the screen for a few seconds, and then we'll move right along. I'll read through some of the sections in the Gummi phone report, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to read every single word for every character in Heartless entry. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and get in this. So, first things first, on the Gummi ship side of our 100% game completion here, we've got your basic Gummis. Angular Gummis, Angular 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We've got our rounded Gummis, and again, it's just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We've got our cylindrical Gummis. Only 11 of them. 9. Where the hell am I getting 11 from? Our arrow Gummis. And then for our weapon Gummis, we've got our cannons, which are Fire, Viraga Model 2. Blizzard, Blizzara, Blizzaga Model 2, Gravity, Gravira, Gravaga, and Gravaga Model 2, and Comet and Meteor. Laser Gummis, we have Thunder, Thundara, Thundaga, and Ultima. Impact Gummis, we have Water, Watera, Waterga Model 2. Laser Blade, Excalibur, Masamune, Gungnir, Knuckle, Saw, Drill, and Manipulator. For movement Gummis, we've got Vernier, Thruster, Booster, Rocket, Small Rotor, Rotor, Large Rotor, Mast, Mini Propeller, Propeller, and Screw Propeller. Oh, that's screwy. Wing Gummis, we've got Cyclone, Storm, Tempest, Typhoon, Hurricane, Vortex, Sonic Turbo, Darkness, Angel, and Butterfly. Look at the cute little butterfly wing. Wheel gummies, we've got Tire, Caterpillar, and Wheel. Oh, a triple wheel. And for auxiliary gummies, we've got your cockpit gummies. We've got the bubble helm, flat helm, solid helm, sphere helm, bridge, big bridge, battle on the big bridge, mini helm, and long helm. We've got wall, large wall, shield, and large shield. Option gummies, we have neon orb, neon bar, neon chain, round light, square light, strobe light, flag, muffler, chimney, beetle horn, cat ear, cat tail. Now remember that the crown is a special reward for completing all of the Gummi ship missions, every single one. Radome, antenna, and parabola. And then these decorative gummies are purchased from the Gummi shop. We've got dog, cat, choco chick, dog again, bunny, bird, meow wow, Flantastic 7-1, Flantastic 7-2, Flantastic 7-3, present, cake, treasure chest, and the lantern. So for blueprints, like the sample blueprints, we have, these are for the main ships only. We have the Invincible 1, Falcon 1, and High Wind 1. And we have the Invincible 2, Falcon 2, and High Wind 2. Invincible 3, Falcon 3, High Wind 3, Invincible 4, Falcon 4, High Wind 4, and then the Invincible Peak, Falcon Peak, and High Wind Peak. And then for the specials, and these were... So remember, anything for the Gummi ship, for the most part, we got from either completing a mission, or collecting a treasure sphere, or doing like a battle mission with an A rank. There are some Gummi ship pieces that can be found like from the blue asteroids within certain areas of the lanes between. So if you're missing any of the Gummi pieces, just kind of fly around, blow stuff up until you get something. Now the reason I'm not putting a whole lot into like listing the location for every single Gummi piece is because you do have the option at the end of the game to turn on the easy code for the Gummies, and it's going to automatically give you 99 of every Gummi piece. You'll still have to go and get the blueprints on your own, I'm pretty sure, but anyway, special blueprints. Red Nocturne, Hot Rod, Neko Cat, Ghostabaki, Puma Panda, Plush Sora, Gigas, Schwarzgeist, Moogle, Bomb, holy shit, that looks cool, Cactar, Imp, Tonberry, Endymion, Ultros, Bismarck, Omega, looks like the cooler looking Omega too, Galleon, Submarine, Locomotive, Supercar, Sweet Wheels, Airship, Craft Airplane, Dinosaurer, Cardboard Warrior, Wubber Ducky, Rhino Beetle, Pavilion, Stationary Squadron, Home Sweet Home, Palanquin, Question Mark, Vega, Sirius, Shooting Star, and of course the ultimate ship, the Golden Highwind. Now for the teeny ships, we've got the Invincible. They're all teeny ships. I'm not going to read the T off each time, but same thing. You've got your Invisible, Falcon, and Highwind at level 1, Invincible, Falcon, and Highwind at level 2, Invincible, Falcon, and High Wind at level 3. Invincible, Falcon, and High Wind at level 4. And then the peaks. And then we have the Shadow Head, the Ghost of Baki Fork, the Ghost of Baki Knife, Sea Salt Ice Cream, Gigas Jr., Codemian 1, Codemian 2, Galleonette, Pentaguin, Space Sushi, Minicar, Bitsy Bike, Cookie Chick, Hot Air Balloon, Balloon Duet, Paper Airplane, Paper Crane, Toy Snake, Toy Turtle, Teeny Tank, Teeny Chopper, Get to the Teeny Chopper, Itsy Beetle, Blue Fairy, I have no idea how to say that, Snail, Snowman, Question Minion, Altair, Deneb, Polaris, Crux, Nighthawk, Meteor Trail, and the Golden Falcons. I think we have to, we have to embark to go over the missions. Alright, so the special weapons were Repair Kit, Force Field, Heavy Rocket, Twin Shot, Firestorm, Laser Squall, they said Squall, Sunlight Laser, Barrier, Tracking Laser, Electroshot, Knight's Arms, Trinity Fire, Decoy Duckies. I believe some of those weapons came from the shop as well, and then some of them were prizes for battles and stuff like that. So when we look through the missions, it should actually tell us what the rewards were again. Alright, so if we look at the treasures, so these are the ones that come from doing the battle missions, the Gummi ship battles, and again, not to turn this into an achievement guide, but I did mention that if you turn on the Easy Gummi Easy code, make sure that you get the achievement for getting 20 of these treasures before you do that, or you're going to start a whole new game to get that achievement. And I did mention that last episode when we were talking about the easy codes, so I'm just reiterating that. So, Spear Helm, Bridge, Big Bridge, Mass. So see, some of these came from completing battle missions. Oh, okay, so Starlight Way. These are the Starlight Way battle mission rewards. Misty Stream battle mission rewards. And then the Eclipse battle rewards. And now the blueprint fragments are all just the purple crystals that we blasted along the way. So we did go through these when we did each galaxy's exploration episode, so these have all been previously covered. Go back to whatever galaxy exploration video you're missing anything from if you need to at this point. Or don't if you don't care about 100%, you know, that's entirely up to you. The Gummi Records section shows like all of our battle missions, so we have A-ranked every battle mission as part of getting all of the Gummi ship parts and abilities and blueprints. And then just the regular Gummi missions that have nothing to do with battling, like the battles themselves. These are just like the overall Gummi ship stuff we want you to do in the game. I'll leave these on the screen for a second, just so if you want to read through the objectives and the rewards, you can. So we have Blast Off, Traveler. Okay, I lied. I will just go through them. So Blast Off is embark on your first voyage. Reward was Rainbow. Traveler is find 3 waypoints, and you get the soccer ball. Master Traveler, find 6 waypoints, and you get the crowns. Ultimate Traveler, 9 waypoints, so all of them. World Seeker, discover 2 worlds to get the Geometric. Discover 6 worlds to get the Dazzle. Those are paints or something. I don't know where those are. I don't remember seeing those in the parts list. Ultimate World Seeker, discover all 9 worlds. Defeat the Astro Warrior to get Firaga. Defeat the Flower Guardian to get Unversed. Defeat the Comet Crawler to get Spirit. Defeat the Dread Shark to get the Excalibur. Defeat the Glacial Fortress to get Nobody. Defeat the Space Worm to get Nightmare. Defeat the Schwarzgeist to get Roxas. Defeat the Colossus Pyramid to get Ultima. Defeat the Supreme Warrior to get Heartless. Defeat the Scarlet Shark to get Keyblade. Defeat the Omega Machina to get Ericus. 500 Heartless for Metal. 1500 Heartless for Metal 2. 3000 Heartless for Metal 3. 5000 Heartless for Metal 4. Heartless Obliterator, take out, let's just say 10,000 Heartless for Metal 5. Get 3 special weapons to get Checkered. 5 special weapons to get Arabesque. 7 special weapons to get Wave Crests. These have got to be like painting patterns or something. We're going to go back into the parts list and take a look real quick. 10 special weapons to get the Arrow Feathers. And 13 different special weapons to get the true Keyblade. Unlock the first Treasure Sphere to get Flowers. Unlock 3 Treasure Spheres to get the Foliage. Unlock 5 Treasure Spheres to get the Grid. 7 Treasure Spheres to get Lights. 9 Treasure Spheres to get the Roman 10. So this was all 15 Starlight Fragment Crystals. Starlight Wave Fragment Crystals for the Vega. All Misty Stream Fragment Crystals for the Sirius. And all Eclipse Fragment Crystals for the Shooting Star. Cactar for doing the Cactar Constellation. Same thing with the Bomb. Get the Constellation. Get the Moogle Constellation. Get the Endymion Constellation. And this shouldn't be saying get, I should be saying take pictures of them. Take a picture of the Tonberry Constellation. Imp Constellation. Bismarck Constellation. Ultros Constellation. Omega Constellation. And then finally complete. It says understand the true joy of gummy ships, but what it actually is complete all of the other missions for the crown. Alright, so bear with me a second. I want to go back to the world map and see why some of these parts don't really sound familiar. Alright, we're going to install one block just so I can check and see if it is actually under skins. Okay. Okay. So that's where it is. So we've got standard, studs, clear, camo. I didn't even know this was in here. Frame, frame 2, crate, crate 2, circuitry, sculpted, plastic, and another plastic. Wow. Should have paid more attention to this. Denim, knit, plush, seams, cardboard, cheese, wow, that's funny, sponge cake, cookie, light, industrial, spangles, stained glass, oh, wow. Huh. Third time through this game and just realizing this was here now, that's wild. And Arabian. Under natural, we've got basket, bark, timber, cork, parquetry, flooring, ice, magma, oh wow. Fire, snow, water, fish scales, serpent scales, giraffe spots, leopard spots, cow spots, fur, and leather. Jeez. I've been flying around in a luxury gummy ship this whole time. And for construction, we have crystal, amethyst. Ooh. Alright, the crystals are definitely going to jump out to me a little bit. bit of a crystal collector on top of being a gamer and a wrestling fan. So amethyst, diamond, stone, brick, concrete, marble, clay, sand, steel, iron, mirror, chain link, rust, and rivets. Alright, so... Oh, okay, so we've got a standard pattern, emblems, 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 diamonds 1, 2, 3, and 4, hexagons 1, 2, 3, and 4, zebra 1, 2, 3, and 4, and double lines. Soccer ball 1, 2, 3, 4, stars 1, 2, 3, 4, spades 1, 2, 3, 4, lights 1, 2, 3, 4, and crowns 1, 2, 3, 4. Checkered 1 through 4, arabesque 1 through 4. Okay. Wave crests 1 through 4, arrow feathers 1 through 4, foliage 1 through 4. I can't believe I never saw this before. Large dots 1 through 4, stripes 1 through 4, hearts 1 through 4, polka dots 1 through 4, and I'm going to guess that's got to be flowers 1 through 4, and geometric 1 through 4, windmill 1 through 4, dazzle 1 through 4, grid 1 through 4, and tartan 1 through 4. Wow. Alright. Oh, did I miss that Roxas one? Because it said it gave me a Roxas gummy. That's weird. Oh, okay, there's stickers too. So we've got 0 through 9, 1 through 10 in Roman numerals. Okay. Wow, there was so much more to the gummy ship part of this game than I thought there was. Emblems, metal, keyblade, holy shit. Crown, Kingdom Hearts, okay. Spirit, so good Dream Eater, bad, unversed, bad Dream Eater or Nightmare, Heartless, Nobody, Keyblade, Roxas, wow. Ericus, Fire, Blizzard, Water, Thunder, holy crap. Silver, Clover, Shark Teeth, Spiderweb, Buttons, Cherry Blossom, Ribbon. I'm wondering now how much stuff I missed on the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 Final Mix Gummy reviews. Crescent Moon, Star, Cloud, Angel, Demon, and Snowflake. Ooh, Snowflake. Alright, yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. Balloons, Rainbow, Fireworks, Grapes, and now I'm hungry. Pineapple, Watermelon, Apple, Mushroom, Acorn, Ladybug, Butterfly Wings, Leaf, Meow Wow Eye. Meow Wow Eye. So they have a Meow Wow Eye for each of the 4 dispositions. Band-Aid, a double Band-Aid, a pumpkin. Oh, that's fitting since I'm recording this one like a few days before Halloween. And a festive. A barcode, alright. Ooh, should have had a little bit more caffeine before starting this one. Alright, so I think now that's... Oh, and the gummy ship abilities. Cannon upgrade, laser upgrade, special weapon upgrade, impact upgrade, prize plus, heal upgrade, auto life, cost converter, special weapon haste, boost haste, HP upgrade, roll upgrade, roll extender, do a barrel roll speed upgrade, mobility upgrade, shock absorber, final force, intrepid warrior, defender. Alright, that is everything for the gummy stuff now. I firmly believe. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop back down at the final save point, and we'll do the item review next. Now, if you try to look at the synthesis items in the synthesis shop, it won't show you the pictures. So I did pop the trainer back up, and I made sure I have like everything in my inventory so we can actually see what all the synthesis materials look like. Now, as I said, I am not gonna go into like a whole lot of detail about where each material and item comes from, because the spreadsheet is attached, and I figure if you're using this for a walkthrough at this point, it's probably going to be a lot easier to just pull up the sheet and search for it, because I'm sure as hell not going to go through and timestamp everything in this video, because a lot of the stuff that's in here we've already covered anyway, like synthesis materials and ingredients and stuff, so, you know, those are all timestamped in their respective episodes of this Let's Play. Alright, like some of the stuff, if it's like, you know, I think it's important enough to mention, I will mention now, but it's not going to be a lot. Alright, so let's start with the consumable items. So we have the Kupo coin, potion, high potion, mega potion, ether, high ether, mega ether, refocuser, high refocuser, Panakia, which I've probably been butchering the whole time through the entire series, Elixir, Mega Elixir, Tent, Strength Boost, Magic Boost, Defense Boost, AP Boost. Now, the actual prepared cuisine meals are kept under the consumables tab as well. So we have the mushroom terrine and the plus version. I know I'm probably not pronouncing some of these right because they are like words that I am unfamiliar with. I have a pretty diverse vocabulary, but like when it comes to fancy foods, I'm way out of the loop. So we have a scallop poêle and the plus version. Ratatouille and Ratatouille Plus, Lobster Mousse Plus. All right, so the only difference in the pictures for the plus is the 3 stars above it. That's easy enough. Caprese Salad and Plus, Consomme and Plus, Pumpkin Velouté and Plus, Carrot Potage and Plus, Crab Bisque and Plus, Cold Tomato Soup and Plus, Sol Meunier and Plus, Eel Matelote and Plus. It's probably not Matelote, it doesn't have the thing at the E. Bowilla, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. There's that one in the plus. Sea Bass and Papilote and Plus, Seafood Tartare and Plus, Sea Bass Poêle and Plus, Sweetbread Poêle and Plus, Beef Sauté and Plus, Beef Bourguignon and Plus, Stuffed Quail and Plus, Filet Mignon Poêle and Plus, Chocolate Mousse and Plus, Fresh Fruit Compote and Plus, Crepe Suzette and Plus, Berries au Fromage and Plus, Warm Banana Soufflé and Plus, Fruit Gelée and Plus, and of course the Tarte aux Fruits and the Tarte aux Fruits Plus. Alright, so for weapons, for Sora we have Kingdom Key, Hero's Origin, Shooting Star, Favorite Deputy, Ever After, Happy Gear, Crystal Snow, Honey Spout, Nano Gear, Wheel of Fate, Starlight, Grand Chef, Classic Tone, Elemental Encoder. So the ones that are equipped right now are not going to show up under this tab, so we'll go back and show those afterwards. For Donald's staff, we have Mage's Staff Plus, Warhammer N+, Magician's Wand N+, Nirvana N+, Astrolabe N+, Heartless Maul N+, Save the Queen, and Save the Queen Plus is equipped, so we'll see that in a little bit. So for Goofy shields, we have Night Shield N+, Clockwork Shield N+, Star Shield N+, Aegis Shield N+, Storm Anchor N+, Nobody Guard N+, Save the King N+ is currently equipped. Now for armor, and I popped in the cheat for the armor and accessories just because I didn't want to like bounce back and forth between this and the equipment screen to show them in order. So a lot of these it says I have 88 of, but a lot of them are also like, you know, 1 or like 2 times you can get them in the game only. But that's covered in the spreadsheet. So our complete list of armor includes Shield Belt, Defense Belt, Guardian's Belt, Power Band, Buster Band Plus, Cosmic Belt and Cosmic Belt Plus, Fire Bangle, Fire Bangle, Firaga Bangle, Firazah Bangle, Fire Chain, and then Blizzard Choker, Blizzara Choker, Blizzaga Choker, Blizzaza Choker, and Blizzard Chain, Thunder Trinket, Thundara Trinket, Thundaga Trinket, Thundaza Trinket, Thunder Chain, Shadow Anklet, Dark Anklet, Midnight Anklet, Chaos Anklet, Dark Chain, Elven Bandana, Divine Bandana, Aqua Chaplet, Wind Fan, Storm Fan, Arrow Armlet, Abyss Chain, Aegis Chain, Acrisius Plus, Cosmic Chain, Petite Ribbon, Royal Ribbon, and then Firefighter Rosette, Umbrella Rosette, Mask Rosette, Snowman Rosette, Insulator Rosette, Hero's Belt, Power Weight, Hero's Glove, Magic Weight, and the Master Belt. For accessories, we have the Ability Ring Plus, Technician's Ring Plus, Skill Ring Plus, Expert's Ring, Master's Ring, Cosmic Ring, Power Ring, makes me think of Sonic, Buster Ring, Valor Ring, Phantom Ring, Orichalcum Ring, Magic Ring, Rune Ring, Force Ring, Sorcerer's Ring, Wisdom Ring, Soldier's Earring, Fencer's Earring, Mage's Earring, Slayer's Earring, Bronze Amulet, Silver Amulet, Gold Amulet, Moon Amulet, Star Charm, the Cosmic Arts, Water Cufflink, Thunder Cufflink, Fire Cufflink, Arrow Cufflink, Blizzard Cufflink, Celestiad, Yin Yang Cufflink, Gorman's Ring, Draw Ring, Lucky Ring, Forest Clasp, which I will mention this one was, you could only obtain it in Kingdom of Corona if you saw the 4 little bonus scenes throughout the world with Rapunzel. And if you didn't, then you missed out on this, and you have to do a whole new playthrough to get it. Laughter Pin, Crystal Regalia, Mickey Clasp, Anniversary Badge, Junior Medal. Alright, so we've got Junior Medal, all different types with different abilities. And then same for the Master Medal, there's a few different variants with different abilities. And then same with the Star Medal, there's a few different ones with different abilities. Apparently there's 2 bronze necklaces, and they decided to split them up around a different item, which I think is a little silly, but whatever. So you've got your 2 bronze necklaces, and then Breakthrough, the Crystal Regalia Plus, and then another bronze necklace, some more bronze necklaces with different abilities, And then some silver necklaces with different abilities. The Master's Necklace, also with different abilities. Alright, so materials covers ingredients and synthesis materials. So we've got the pictures are the same for each category of food. So we have veal, beef, quail, filet mignon that are all beef or meats. And then for the seafood, we have crab, scallop, lobster, sole, eel, sea bass, mussel, cod. Then for vegetables, we have pumpkin, zucchini, onion, tomato, eggplant, carrot, garlic, celery. Then on to the mushrooms, we've got the morel, porcini, chanterelle, portobello, black truffle, king oyster mushroom, not to be confused with the black truffles from Kingdom Hearts 1, thankfully. Black trumpet, miller mushroom, and then we're on to our spices and whatnot. Cloves, rosemary, thyme, bay leaf, basil, dill, parsley, saffron. Onto the fruits, we have the apricot, gooseberry, lemon, orange, raspberry, pear, blackberry, apple, cheese. Oh, now we're on to other stuff. So we've got cheese, chocolate, caviar, butter, olive oil, cornichon, rice, and the honey. And now the special fruits that are obtained exclusively from the Fantastic 7 are the sour cherry, strawberry, blood orange, banana, grapes, melon, and watermelon. Alright, now for synthesis materials. And again, we already covered this in the synthesis episode and the spreadsheets attached. So just to list them off, we have blazing shard, blazing stone, blazing gem, blazing crystal. And then for the most part, the pattern just follows with some like different colors and shapes, just like the other games. We've got frost shard, frost stone, frost gem, frost crystal. Then the lightning shard, stone, gem, and crystal. Lucid shard, stone, gem, and crystal. Pulsing shard, stone, gem, and crystal. Writhing shard, stone, gem, and crystal. Betwixt shard, stone, gem, and crystal. The Twilight shard, stone, gem, and crystal. The Mithril shard, stone, gem, and crystal. The Sinister shard, stone, gem, and crystal, with all nice unique designs there. The Soothing shard, which retains its Kingdom Hearts 2 design, along with the stone, gem, and crystal. And then Wellspring shard, stone, gem, and crystal. The Hungry shard, stone, gem, and crystal. Alright, so now we come to the catalyst materials. We've got the fluorite, Damascus, adamantite, electrum, such a cool design, the evanescent crystal, the illusory crystal, orichalcum, and of course the ever-elusive orichalcum plus. Now, as I said, with some of these items, there's only 7 orichalcum plus in the game. It says I have 88 because, as I said, I popped on the trainer code for all synthesis materials so I could show you what each one looks like. So for key items, we have the Gummi Phone, the Dream Heart Binder, Pixel Heart Binder, Pride Heart Binder, Ohana Heart Binder, Ocean Heart Binder, AR device, Mog card, and the prize postcard we got a few of. Now, there's also, let me pull up the sheet for a minute, because there's 2 other key items, but once you get them and trade them into the shop, you can never get them again on that save file. But just as a reminder, There was also in our inventory for a brief moment the Proof of Promises and the Proof of Times Past. You can find those right at the start of the Classic Kingdom episode of this Let's Play. I did make it a point to show them in the beginning of that episode. So, I mean, it's in the spreadsheet anyway, but what those were, just as a reminder, were specially obtained key items for the conditions of collecting all 90 lucky emblems and clearing the game on critical mode. And then those items were then, they're one-time items that are then traded into the shop to get the two bonus keyblades. And speaking of which, let's hop into our equipment. So there's Goofy's Last Shield, the Save the King Plus. There's Donald's Save the Queen Plus. And then the last 3 keyblades are Ultima Weapon. And then Oblivion and Oathkeeper were obtained for turning in those 2 special one-time key items. Alright, so we've covered the Gummi stuff, we've covered the 100% in-game item list. So now it's time to go ahead and go into the Gummi phone, do our Gummi phone report review, and then that's it. We'll be done. So I know I normally do this in order, but I'm kind of looking against that at the moment. We'll do this like... Alright. Bear with me a moment. I guess it's better to just go in order so I don't miss anything. So the Lucky Emblem section's pretty basic. It's just going to show you, like, right in here, the pictures that you took of each Lucky Emblem. So, yeah. So, there's Olympus Coliseum's Lucky Emblem pictures that we took. There's the Twilight Town Lucky Emblems. There's the Toy Box Lucky Emblems. There's the Kingdom of Corona Lucky Emblems. The Monstropolis Lucky Emblems. The Arendelle Lucky Emblems. The 100 Acre Wood Lucky Emblems. The San Francisco Lucky Emblems. And the Caribbean Lucky Emblems. The Keyblade Graveyard did not have any Lucky Emblems. And then just all the Classic Kingdom minigames. We had Giant Land, Mickey the Mail Pilot, the Musical Farmer, Building a Building, the Mad Doctor, Mickey Cuts Up. That could be a nice slasher Halloween film, couldn't it? Taxi Troubles, the Barnyard Battle, the Wayward Canary, Camping Out, the Carnival Kid, How to Play Golf. I'm more of a mini golf guy myself. Mickey's Circus, Barnyard Sports, the Klondike Kid, Mickey's Kitten Catch, Fishin' Frenzy, Beach Party, Mickey's Prison Escape, Cast Out to Sea, How to Play Baseball, Mickey's Mechanical Man, and Mickey Steps Out. Alright, so the story. Alright, I'm gonna... What do we got here? I'm gonna go ahead and read through most of this. So, for the main story tab... Oh, that is a lot of story. Alright, well, let's get started. Freshly revived and flanked by a new Organization 13, Master Xehanort has set his plans in motion. By staging a clash between 7 Guardians of Light and the Organization's 13 Seekers of Darkness, he intends to forge a weapon called the Keyblade and plunge the worlds into shadow once more. In other words, he's an asshole. We need to find 7 Guardians of Light and meet his challenge. If we don't face him, Xehanort will target 7 innocent hearts instead, the new Princesses of Heart. King Mickey's mentor, Master Yen Sid, believes the first step is to find 3 lost Keyblade wielders who vanished over a decade ago: Aqua, Ventus, and Terra. Any or all of them could be potential Guardians of Light. I mean, they have Keyblades, they're Guardians of Light. There is no potential about it. In the meantime, Sora needs to free Roxas's heart, which is sleeping inside his own. To do so, he'll need the power of waking. And so it was that Master Yen Sid sent Sora, Donald, and Goofy on a new journey to try and find that power. Everybody returned to Master Yen Sid's tower to share information. Sora was given some brand new vestments to wear, and I joined the team to chronicle the adventure. So this is being written, it's being written by Jiminy, just like it always has been. While we were away, Riku and King Mickey had been exploring the realm of darkness in search of Aqua, but they ran into a powerful swarm of Heartless. Both their Keyblades were rendered useless in the struggle, and they were forced to retreat to the tower. Sora pointed out that we have no vessel to put Roxas's heart in and make him whole. Riku told him about the replicas created by Organization 13. Now keep in mind, Riku remembers everything from Castle Oblivion. Sora does not, and most likely never will. Maybe one of those would work, since they change appearance to reflect the heart that's put in them. That gave us all a little hope as we press on to the next world. Sora knew that Organization 13 turning up in all the worlds we were visiting couldn't possibly be a good sign, but he was distracted by a call from Ienzo in Radiant Garden. Ienzo and his team had deciphered some of Ansem the Wise's data, and it had revealed that Sora's heart was home to not 1, not 2, but 3 other unique hearts. The first was Roxas, and the second we now suspected was Ventus. Who was the third? With yet another new mystery to solve, we continued our journey. We reported back to Master Yen Sid, Riku, and King Mickey, and learned that the new 7 hearts Organization 13 were looking for must be 7 hearts of pure light who inherited the powers of the 7 princesses. Sora knew we'd have to speed things up to keep Rapunzel, Elsa, Anna, and Kairi safe. And we're still missing 3 new princesses, so we'll see how that turns out as the story goes on. He volunteered to head to the Realm of Darkness to keep looking for Aqua, but Riku convinced him to focus on acquiring the power of waking instead. At last, we had our 7 guardians. Joining Sora, Riku, and the King were Axel and Kairi, fresh back from their training with Merlin, and 2 of the missing Keyblade wielders, Aqua and Ventus. We all renewed our vows to rescue Roxas, Naminé, and Terra, who still remained out of reach. The 7 guardians, plus Donald and Goofy, which made 9, prepared for the journey to the battleground where they would face Organization 13. With our council adjourned, Sora returned to the Destiny Islands with Riku and Kairi. Kairi shared a Paupu fruit with Sora, finally! Intertwining their destinies and making sure they remain a part of each other's lives no matter what. I mean, granted, that didn't work out in the end, but whatever. So this tab is like just all the stuff that happened outside of the other worlds, like pretty much any time we were sitting in space or at Yen Sid's tower. So, alright, how long's this one? When Master Yen Sid told Sora he'd need to get his powers back, he suggested visiting a certain friend who had lost all his strength and successfully gotten it back. Sora knew exactly who Master Yen Sid meant, and followed his heart to Olympus. Yet instead of the familiar Colosseum, he, Donald, and Goofy found themselves on a steep mountain trail. Perhaps less surprisingly, they ran into Hades, god of the underworld, who released powerful titans that blew our daring trio clear off the mountain. Oh. There we go. Sora, Donald, and Goofy landed in Thebes, where they literally dropped in just as... Oh, hold on, I'm getting confuzzled here. Where they literally dropped in on just the man they were looking for, the hero Hercules. However, their happy reunion was cut short when a pack of Heartless appeared and lit the city ablaze. Damn pyros. With no time to waste, Herc and Sora split up to rescue any citizens still trapped in the fire. While searching the city, Sora and friends encountered a few less-than-Greek faces. Maleficent and Pete had come to Olympus in search of a black box, but paid little mind to Sora in his weakened state. More distressingly, Zigbar of Organization 13 seemed to suggest Sora's quest to gather hearts might do more harm than good. Sora was unnerved, but saving the people of Thebes had to come first. Just when it seemed as though Thebes was out of danger, dark clouds began to swirl around Mount Olympus, a sign that after 18 years of plotting, Hades had finally begun his coup. Herc raced ahead to the summit, worried for his father Zeus, king of the gods. Sora, Donald, and Goofy hurried after him. Up the mountain they went, sending the Rock Titan for a tumble along the way. That was a good first boss fight. Soon they reached the god's abode and joined the battle for Olympus. Herc used his godlike strength to free his father Zeus. A dash of immortal combat and a flash of divine lightning later, Hades and the Titans had been sent packing. Sora never did get a clear answer about how to reclaim his lost strength, but Herc's off-the-cuff advice stuck with him. It's when we want to help people with all our heart that we're most likely to succeed, and that phrase would be Sora's beacon going forward. May your heart be your guiding key. It's as simple as that. Twilight Town. Determined to help Roxas, Sora followed his heart to Twilight Town. Despite the nobodies and heartless around, the townspeople seemed to be mostly going about their lives in peace. For the first 10 seconds. It wasn't long before we ran into Hayner, Pence, and Olette, who were still on summer vacation. Goofy showed the kids a photo of them and Roxas. Amazingly, they had the same photo without Roxas. Intrigued, they decided to ask around town to see if anybody else knew about this mysterious boy. This was after we were attacked by the Demon Tide. For some reason, the journal doesn't mention that. The rest of us headed to the old mansion shown in the photo, where Hayner, Pence, and Olette caught up with us. We tried to use the computer inside to transport us into Roxas' digital Twilight Town, but it didn't work. Ienzo contacted us from Radiant Garden, and Sora decided to leave the brain work to him and Pence, a very smart idea. While they worked on a solution, we would head back outside and pursue other leads. Outside the mansion, Ansem and Xemnas were lying in wait for us because one of them alone isn't bad enough. They tried to discourage Sora by saying that to release Roxas, his nobody, he'd have to give his heart over to darkness. But Sora didn't buy it. None of us did. We and the Twilight Town kids agreed to keep wishing for Roxas' return with all our hearts. Alright. Toy Box. After an exciting voyage on the Gummi ship, we arrived in a strange new world where Sora, Donald, and Goofy all assumed the appearances of toys. The new look didn't stop them from walloping the Heartless, causing trouble, though. Woody, Buzz, and Andy's other toys saw the fight and introduced themselves. They reported that many of their friends had vanished, which was followed closely by the arrival of the Heartless and a hooded stranger in black, surprisingly. Immediately suspecting Organization 13, we agreed to help the other toys search for clues at a nearby store called Galaxy Toys. Not long after arriving at Galaxy Toys, we had an unpleasant encounter with the organization's young Xehanort, who explained that he had separated Woody's group from Andy and the other toys by creating a second copy of their world. Scary that he has that kind of power at that age. Worse yet, young Xehanort seemed to have the power to possess the toys at the shop, even worse, which might explain why some of Woody's friends had disappeared. Sora, Donald, and Goofy teamed up with Woody and Buzz to do battle with the possessed toys and rescue Rex, Ham, and the Little Green Men. With all the toys out of danger, Sora was ready to go after young Xehanort and put a stop to his scheme, but Buzz insisted that they had overstayed their welcome and needed to return home and wait for Andy. Despite being afraid of just about everything only moments ago, Rex was excited to find a likeness of Yozora, the video game character he'd mistaken Sora for. Buzz once again tried to convince the others to head home, but it was too late. Young Xehanort appeared and decided to advance his experiment to the next stage by taking control of Buzz and pitting him against his friends. Sora managed to fight his way out of the trap young Xehanort laid for him, and he, Woody, and the rest of us went to rescue Buzz. Young Xehanort tried to shake us up by saying that friendship is just another reason to feel darkness and loneliness, but Woody knew different. Toy or not, even far apart, he could feel Andy's love filling his heart. Sora knew better too. There are hearts all around us, even in toys, and loneliness is just the heart's way of holding on and trying to reconnect. We freed Buzz from young Xehanort's control and made a stand against the gigantic Heartless that appeared. Despite thwarting young Xehanort's plans, we still aren't able to put the toy's world back to normal. Sora felt bad about it, but Woody pointed out the silver lining. If the world hadn't been split, none of us would have ever met each other. Happy to have made some new friends, we departed in high spirits to infinity and beyond. Kingdom of Corona. We were all enjoying a leisurely stroll through the forest when a man came running by with Heartless hot on his heels. The man introduced himself as Flynn Rider and asked Sora, Donald, and Goofy to deal with the threat. By the time the dust had settled, Flynn Rider was gone. We searched the environs and discovered a hidden passage that led to a tower just like something out of a painting. We reached the base of the tower just in time to see Flynn descending it alongside Rapunzel with her trusty frying pan, a girl with long hair. She had never been outside the tower before, and her one wish was to travel to the kingdom and watch the people of Corona send up the lanterns. Concerned about all the Heartless, Sora volunteered to help Flynn escort her there safely. We made good progress, thanks in large part to Rapunzel's bravery, but when we scaled a hill and found a flower patch full of ferocious nobodies, Sora urged his new friends to flee while he, Donald, and Goofy pruned the threats back. After the battle, the organization's Marluxia appeared with an unexpected demand, that Sora protect Rapunzel, the precious light of this world. Someone else had been looking for Rapunzel too, the stupid old haggy bitch, Mother Gothel, who lived with Rapunzel in the tower. Sora was starting to fear for Rapunzel's safety, but perhaps he was worried about the wrong person. The Royal Guard's most tenacious steed, Maximus, seemed to have a bone to pick with Mr. Flynn Rider. Rapunzel's gentle words convinced Maximus to be nice, or at least relatively nice, to Flynn until we all got to the kingdom. It sure was a relief to be back together again, where we could look after each other. After a lively round of dancing in the bustling city square, we parted ways. Rapunzel and Flynn rode out onto the lake, while the rest of us watched from the docks as the lanterns took flight. Always there to ruin the moment, Marluxia and his nobodies appeared and helped guide Rapunzel away from Flynn and back to Mother Bitchface. Marluxia needed Rapunzel, one of the new 7 hearts, to stay in the tower where she would be safe, and possibly useful to the organization. Sora grew furious at this revelation, but Marluxia used his powers to put him in a deep sleep before he could fight back. A slobbery-tongued bath from Maximus woke Sora from his slumber, where Flynn, Donald, and Goofy were waiting. Flynn raced ahead to the tower to free Rapunzel while the rest of us dealt with a seemingly endless supply of nobodies. At the tower, we watched as a cape fell from the window and spawned a powerful Heartless. It was a tough fight, but we prevailed. Things nearly ended badly for Eugene. Turns out that's Flynn's real name. He got stabbed, but Rapunzel saved his life with magic in her tears. She was the lost princess we saw in the kingdom's mosaic, whom Mother Bitchface had taken as a baby. It was also Mother Bitchface who had brought Rapunzel the tiara in an attempt to drive her and Eugene apart. Knowing Eugene and Rapunzel had found true love and would look after each other, we parted ways with them, stronger for our new friendships and ready to explore more worlds. Alright, Monstropolis. As we arrived at the doors of a colossal power company called Monsters Incorporated, Sora, Donald, and Goofy discovered that Donald's magic had transformed them into monsters too. Oh, you gotta protect the world order. They've been talking about this since Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. Inside, we were alarmed to find a pair of monsters with a little human girl, Boo. But one look at how happy Boo was convinced us that the monsters, Mike and Sully, must be friendly. When the decidedly less friendly Unversed appeared in the company lobby, we volunteered to play Exterminator. Given the circumstances, we all agreed that getting Boo home safely should be our top priority. Her house was connected to Sully and Mike's company by a special door. But our efforts to find it were cut short by sabotage. Randall, the snitch from the Recess cartoon, I'm just kidding, a former employee banished for his scheming, had returned and was eager to stage a comeback using the energy from negative emotions. Fits in pretty good with the Unversed, huh? Mike, Sully, and the rest of us battled our way out of the factory with a little help from Boo's laugh energy. Along our way back to the door vault, we faced power outages, explosions, fires, and other frustrations. OSHA would have a stroke, but Sully's quick thinking and a little heavy lifting helped us find a shortcut. Once again, we found ourselves face to face with Randall and Miss Finster. Jealous of Sully and Mike's success, he tried to use a huge unverse to get us all out of the picture. Of course, since you're reading this, you know it didn't work. Yeah, well, that little worm had some egg on his face on that one. Sully and Mike banished their rival from the factory again, and this time Sora used his Keyblade to lock the door behind Randall for good measure. Just as Sully and Mike were about to send Boo home, the organization's Vanitas appeared. He was the one who brought Randall back and furnished him with Unverse in order to gather negative emotions. Vanitas revealed that Ventus, one of the missing Keyblade wielders, now sleeps inside of Sora, then attempted to rejoin with Ventus by force. Again, Sully's quick thinking saved the day. With an imposing roar, he overpowered Vanitas and saved Sora from who knows what fate. Probably the same fate that befell Ventus. With our roller coaster quest for Boo's door finally over, we said our goodbyes to our little friend as she returned to her room. Next, it was time to bid Sully and Mike farewell. We shared a few more laughs together, then said our thank yous and got back to our usual business. Arendelle. I'll be nice this time. I won't shit on this world like I did every time I had to go there. We next found ourselves on a freezing, snow-covered mountainside. While battling the cold and the heartless, Sora saw a woman run across the frozen sea and up the mountain. We decided to go after her. As she introduced herself as Queen Elsa of Arendelle, we were suddenly ambushed by more Heartless. Elsa wiped out one of them with a magical blast of ice. It was that power, and the possibility that she might hurt someone with it, that had convinced Elsa she must leave her kingdom behind. She ran from us, asking to be left alone, but her sadness and selflessness struck a chord with Sora. It was then that a member of Organization 13 going by Larxene appeared and tried to trap us in a winding, wintry maze. We escaped and followed Elsa's trail up the North Mountain, where we watched in awe as she constructed a magnificent palace of ice. But again, Larxene prevented us from speaking with Elsa. It turned out the organization had been observing Elsa to see if she might be one of the new Seven Hearts. Before we knew it, that stupid bitch had flung us back down the slopes, where we soon found ourselves caught in a massive avalanche. Soon after digging ourselves out of the snow, we made some new friends, a walking, talking snowman named Olaf, Elsa's younger sister Anna, Kristoff, her guide, and Sven, Kristoff's reindeer companion. Anna had come up the mountain to find Elsa and put an end to the unnatural winter affecting Arendelle. She told Sora about her childhood and how she and her sister grew apart. Elsa's choice to live in solitude to protect her sister reminded Sora of Riku's actions in the past. That's a damn good comparison. When a pack of Heartless attacked, we told Anna and her friends to hurry on to Elsa's palace while we handled the threat. After getting bounced from the palace gates by an enormous ice creature, it's a big snowman, it's a big pissed off snowman, a frustrated Anna fought back, an act that literally snowballed into a full-blown panic. We tried to buy time for her and the others to escape, but we were backed up against a cliff that crumbled beneath us. Falling down the mountainside was starting to become routine. Sora was determined to speak to Elsa, but on the way back to the Ice Palace, we saw a suspicious man carrying her towards Arendelle. Further along, we crossed paths with the ice creature we'd battled before. Sora realized he was trying to save Elsa too, so we all joined forces and made our way through the town. We soon learned from Kristoff that Anna was in danger too. Time was running out. As Kristoff and Sven ran ahead, we did our best to keep the pace, crossing the icy sea with the help of our big snow pal. We watched helplessly as Anna stepped in to defend her sister and turned to solid ice. A powerful Heartless took shape from the darkness and the man who had attacked them. Knowing only we could stop it, we stepped in and did our small part to defend Arendelle. I'm sorry, defeating a Heartless that could potentially take the whole world down is not a small part. Then we watched in wonder as Anna thawed, It was her selfless act of true love for her sister that dispelled the magic. Elsa, in turn, realized she could control her magic with that same love. Each of them proved to be one of the new 7 hearts. We still didn't have all 7 of our guardians, but Larxene claimed the organization was all but ready for the final clash. We knew Elsa and Anna's happiness would be short-lived if we didn't gather our numbers, and soon. Ah, the Caribbean! There Sora and the rest of us were, enjoying the pirate life aboard our modest raft, when we suddenly began to run out of sea. We plummeted over a precipice and into the waiting abyss. We found ourselves stranded in an endless white desert, and strangely enough, along came the Black Pearl, coasting somehow atop the sands. Imagine our surprise when we saw its captain, our friend Jack Sparrow, chasing after it on foot. Soon we too were pursuing the runaway ship. We reached a beach where we found Jack's friends waiting, some of them familiar faces. All had come to rescue Jack from Davy Jones' locker, to which he'd been banished after getting devoured by the Kraken. Up in the world of the living, Cutler Beckett, asshole alert, had acquired the chest containing Davy Jones' heart. He was using it to manipulate Jones and his ship, the Flying Dutchman, and seize control of the whole ocean. Aboard the Pearl, Tia Dalma explained that Jack too coveted the chest to escape his unpaid debt to Jones. Having only just escaped from Davy Jones' locker, we were beset by a swarm of flying Heartless. Sora fell into the sea while fighting them off, and Donald and Goofy dove in after him. We washed up on a lonely island shore, but the Black Pearl was long gone. The only friend we found was Jack Sparrow, who insisted we set out in search of a new ship. Deep beyond an undersea grotto, we discovered a magnificent ship cached away. Under Jack's guidance, Sora took to the seas once more, but it wasn't long before we were approached by a ship captained by Luxord of Organization 13. Luxord invoked the right of parley, again, and after some brief negotiations with Jack, the two agreed to erase the stakes, information about a certain black box. Our crew won the race, but Luxord tricked Jack into revealing the box's location just the same. Satisfied, the swindler sailed off after the Flying Dutchman, and though Sora was eager to give chase, the ship was badly damaged, so we made for Port Royal to see to repairs instead. The repairs, if you'll believe it, involved gathering strange white crabs with an even stranger power. It appeared the ship we'd been sailing was an enchanted one, and that wasn't the end of the surprises. When the ship was repaired, Jack asked Sora what he sought to do with it. When Sora replied, to explore the seas, free as the wind, Jack acknowledged him as a true pirate captain, then disappeared. It turned out the Jack we'd been traveling with was just another phantasm sent by the goddess of the sea. Sora was free to sail wherever he pleased, but he also knew the real Jack and his friends had a terrible battle ahead of them, so we set a course for Shipwreck Cove to offer what aid we could. Despite Luxord's interference, we managed to reach the Black Pearl before it was too late. Our pirate friends were preparing for one last stand against Asshole. We decided to make our way to the Flying Dutchman and help Jack in his fight against Davy Jones. The battle was won, but not without sacrifice. To save Will's life, Jack had him run a sword through Davy Jones' heart. With that, Will became the Flying Dutchman's new captain, cursed to be apart from his love Elizabeth for 10 years at a time. We took comfort in the belief that even one day in a decade is still enough time for two hearts to remain connected. Yeah, that's a little too much of a long-distance relationship for me personally, but to each their own. And then departed the seas to return to our greater mission. Almost done with the story section. San Francisco. Not long after arriving in San Francisco, we met a team of crime-fighting heroes called Big Hero 6. After a near defeat against the Heartless, the team's leader, Hero, gave Sora an AR device and asked him to train with them. By collecting Sora's data, Hero would be able to upgrade everyone's abilities and gain the upper hand against the Heartless. Always eager to help, Keyblade Hero 3 took to the streets with their new friends. By joining forces, Sora, Donald, Goofy, and the Big Hero 6 team successfully put the Heartless to rout. As we celebrated, Hero explained that Baymax was originally a healthcare robot created by his late brother Tadashi, and that Big Hero 6 team had come together to fulfill Tadashi's dream of helping others. Seeing the connection Hero and his friends shared reminded Sora of the bond between Roxas and his friends Hayner, Pence, and Olette. A new threat appeared in San Francisco, the Dark Cubes. They were immune to all forms of attack, and Hero's analysis revealed that they could only be defeated by attacking the core unit controlling the swarm. As Hero worked to track the core, the scattered Dark Cubes threatened the other members of Big Hero 6 before converging on a single location. A figure appeared dressed in a black coat. It was Riku, or at least what looked like a younger Riku, but this dark Riku turned out to be a replica. He admitted the organization was behind the Dark Cubes and was employing them to investigate the possibility of recreating a heart from data by using the first chip Hero made for Baymax. Though the heroes were able to defeat the Dark Cube's core, Dark Riku's words left Sora and Hero especially shaken. Hero explained that the current Baymax is actually the second iteration of the robot that his brother Tadashi originally created. That meant the chip in Dark Riku's possession must be from the first Baymax, who was lost in another dimension. We confronted Dark Riku atop a skyscraper and watched in horror as he summoned the original Baymax, installed the combat chip containing the negative emotions the Dark Cubes had gathered, and transformed Tadashi's gentle robot into an instrument of war. Sora saw how hard it was for Hero. Dark Baymax needed to be stopped, but Hero's friend was still in there somewhere beneath all the darkness. Bravely, Sora volunteered to step up in Hero's place, and he and Baymax 2.0 took flight to remove this new threat to San Francisco's skies. Hero destroyed the chip, and with that, Dark Baymax was no more. Thankfully, though, that's not the end of our story. Hero repaired his old friend so that the original Baymax could go back on duty as a personal healthcare companion. All of us were overjoyed, and we joined Big Hero 6 in giving their old friend a warm, heartfelt welcome. Back aboard the Gummi ship, we received a call from Chip and Dale. They said the wizard Merlin wanted to speak with Sora for some reason. 100 Acre Wood. We headed to Twilight Town, where we suspected he might be having a spot of tea. Sure enough, we found Merlin at Little Chef's Bistro. The wizard produced a picture book, the very book containing the world of Winnie the Pooh and his friends. Sora should have been a familiar face in the 100 Acre Wood, but for some reason his picture had vanished from the book's cover. Sora decided to pay the wood a visit and figure out what exactly might be going on. "You're home," said Pooh as he and all his friends welcomed Sora back. Everyone seemed to be safe and happy as they gathered at Rabbit's house, and so Sora was all but ready to go. But before he could, he was roped into helping Rabbit with the garden work. Rabbit's a frickin' slave driver. Once the last of the harvest was in, Rabbit presented an overjoyed Pooh Bear with a pot full of honey. But Pooh's next remarks troubled Sora greatly. Sora realized that Pooh had forgotten him briefly, and that meant their connection had weakened somehow. Or been weakened. Since the last time he'd seen Pooh, Sora had nearly become Xehanort's vessel. What other connections had been broken in the process? Merlin reminded him with a smile that what is lost can always be found again. Alright, the Realm of Darkness. As we returned to the Gummi ship, Chip and Dale called with distressing news. They'd lost contact with Riku and the King within the Realm of Darkness. Sora let his heart be his guiding key, and we went through the gate that he created. The gate led to the Destiny Islands, where Sora found an old Keyblade lying on the beach. We discovered a door that could only lead to the Realm of Darkness, and Sora proceeded through it alone, leaving the rest of us to anxiously await his return. Sora followed Riku's voice to the shore of a dark sea. There, he found his friend and the King barely holding their own against Aqua, whose heart had been consumed by darkness. Sora prevailed over Aqua and pulled her from the sea as she began sinking into its depths. At long last, Master Aqua returned to the Realm of Light. Aqua wasted no time in traveling to Castle Oblivion to awaken Ventus. We decided to go along. As she arrived at the gates, Aqua raised her Keyblade and unlocked the castle, restoring it to its original form, the Land of Departure. Inside, we found Ventus asleep on a throne, but we were not alone. Vanitas had followed us in yet another bid to take control of Ventus by force. Aqua fought gallantly against Vanitas to protect her brother in training and keep the rest of us out of danger, but her opponent's underhanded tactics proved too much for her. As Vanitas raised his Keyblade to deliver the final blow, Sora cried out for help with all his heart. There, deep down inside him, he heard the voice of Ventus, who revealed the power of waking had been inside Sora all along. Sora's power of waking returned Ventus's heart to his body, turning the tide of battle and forcing Vanitas to retreat. Aqua and Ventus rejoiced in each other's company, the two lost Keyblade wielders reunited at long last. And so that's when all the Guardians returned to the tower and, kinda came to terms with the fact that their next battle could be their last. Keyblade Graveyard. Ooh, this is going to be a long one. The 13 Seekers of Darkness and 7 Guardians of Light convened in the Keyblade Graveyard, and the Keyblade War began anew. Sora and the others cut through legions of heartless, nobodies, and unversed, oblivious to the true dangers that awaited them. Terra Xehanort appeared and single-handedly struck down Ventus and Axel. Donald mustered all of his magical might to blast our foe away, but collapsed from the exhaustion afterwards. Then, a demon tide broke loose from the realm of darkness and consumed all our friends. Our light had expired before it could so much as flicker. Crushed, Sora wept. Alone I'm worthless. We've lost. But as shadow washed over the rest of us, Riku reminded his friend, "You don't believe that. I know you don't." Sora awoke in a world of nothing but sea and sky. He'd seen this place in his dreams before, but this wasn't sleep. He encountered a strange creature named Chirithy, who told him he was in the final world. While Sora's heart had survived utter destruction, his physical form had been fragmented, and so he set about piecing himself back together. Whole once more, he wished with all his heart to save his friends, and return to the Legion of Shadow that had consumed him. That's when I realized I was still here too. I encouraged Sora to explore the worlds we've been to and free the hearts of our lost friends. Sora pursued his friend's captor through dark corridor after dark corridor, freeing their hearts one by one, all except Kairi's. It was then that Chip and Dale told us the way to the Keyblade Graveyard had reopened. Before we could go look for Kairi, though, young Xehanort appeared and offered up a cryptic warning that Sora was misusing the power of waking and would pay a high price for it. What did he mean? What did he mean? We returned to the site of our defeat, where Sora was reunited with Kairi amidst the Demon Tide's darkness. Kairi never stopped believing in Sora, and the pure light within her, one of the new 7 hearts, was what kept his heart from being extinguished. She took his hand, and together, they left the dark to a familiar sight, the Keyblade Graveyard, shortly before we made our last stand. A heart of light, so long as it retains even the faintest glow, will always rise to banish the darkness, as sure as dawn sweeps away the night. So it was that Terra's lingering will awakened and began wresting control of his body back from Xehanort. So it was that Keyblade wielders from the past came and fought alongside Sora against the Great Demon Tide. And so it was that Yen Sid, Donald, and Goofy stood bravely against a sea of heartless. The many bonds we shared became our courage and our armor as we pressed on to settle things with Organization 13 once and for all. Riku had been holding his ground alone against Dark Riku and Xigbar and Ansem, who retreated when Sora joined the fight. The two friends defeated Dark Riku, who insisted the Riku on our side was the fake. but the final judgment was rendered by a third Riku, the replica inside Riku's heart. He could have seized Dark Riku's body for his own, but instead the replica sacrificed himself in order to tear Dark Riku free of the vessel so that it could be safe for Naminé. Xigbar was defeated as well, or at least he put on a good show, asserting with his final words that he too was worthy of wielding the Keyblade. With the present fight ended, Riku took off after Ansem, while Sora pressed onward to the next battle. Sora arrived to find the king single-handedly facing Marluxia, Larxene, Luxord, and Xemnas. Totally an unfair fight. Mickey had them all outnumbered. Seeing the tide of the battle shift, Xemnas made a hasty retreat, leaving his fellow organization members to be defeated one by one. Luxord, empowered by Xemnas, trapped the king in a card and challenged Sora to one final game. Sora saw through the ruse and emerged victorious. With his final breath, Luxord offered praise for the young Keyblade wielder. As for Larxene, she claimed she'd never truly been in Master Xehanort's corner, but was sticking by someone else. And Marluxia's defeat seemed to kindle his heart and trigger memories of who he once was. Another small battle had been won. King Mickey went after Xemnas, and Sora continued on to help the others. Ventus and Aqua were waging their own battles, he against Vanitas and she against Terra Xehanort. Sora arrived just in time to level the playing field. Vanitas' mask was shattered, revealing a face identical to Sora's beneath it. Even as he perished, he refused to come into the light, insisting that light is defined by shadow. As for Terra Xehanort, Aqua and Ventus were careful not to harm their friend's body too gravely, but Terra Xehanort refused to cease his vicious onslaught. Thankfully, their bonds of friendship won out. With a rasp, Terra spoke with his own voice for the first time in forever, about 11 years, and he banished Xehanort from his body once and for all. The three friends, battered but unbroken, celebrated their long-overdue reunion, while Sora pushed onward to the next battle. Axel and Kairi were still new to the Keyblade, and it was showing as they tried to fend off Saïx and another Blackcoat. As Xemnas prepared to finish off the traitor, Axel, a mysterious third figure came to Axel's defense. Her name was Xion, and the connection that she and Axel shared was finally enough to awaken Roxas from within Sora and to call him back into this world. Sora and the others now held the advantage, but Xemnas refused a peaceful end. He grabbed Kairi and fled. Roxas and Xion took Axel and Kairi's place in battle and helped Sora tame Saïx's rage. Before expiring, Saïx rekindled his friendship with Axel. Kairi's abduction was a crushing blow, but Sora knew he had to keep going. With the gauntlet of battles fought and won, Sora rejoined Riku and the King. The three of them faced off against Xehanort in his various forms. They had no choice now that Kairi was Xehanort's hostage. With one light or another, Xehanort was determined to open Kingdom Hearts. Sora, Riku, and Mickey showed tremendous courage as they defeated Ansem, Xemnas, and young Xehanort. But these were the very clashes Master Xehanort needed to create the Keyblade. He required just one more. Sora watched in horror as Master Xehanort struck Kairi down. Sora and his friends were filled with rage. Yet the moment they struck back at Xehanort, the clash between 13 darknesses and 7 lights was complete, and the Keyblade was forged. Kingdom Hearts was steeped in darkness, and the world around us began to crumble, yet still the Guardians of Light refused to give up. King Mickey explained that if Xehanort could be drawn away from Kingdom Hearts, its power could be contained by the Keyblade for a time. Sora volunteered to take our nemesis on himself. With Donald and Goofy by his side, 2 faithful friends who had stuck with him through countless adventures, Sora leapt towards Xehanort to cast the old master through his own portal. Scala ad Caelum. The trio emerged into a breathtaking townscape where stark white buildings stood beneath the sapphire sky. The world, Master Xehanort explained, was called Scala ad Caelum, and long ago it was a seat of power for all Keyblade wielders. Here at the end of a long, grueling journey, we steeled ourselves for the final battle to see Xehanort's ambitions thwarted, and with hope in our hearts that somewhere, somehow, we might save Kairi in the process. And we know what happened there. We know how this ended. Obviously, it's not going to cover that in the journal. Okay, episode Re+Mind. As Sora came to, he found himself back in the final world, the world of ocean and sky. Before he even got his bearings, Chirithy appeared with an unexpected sound in this otherwise quiet world. Chirithy taught Sora how to get Kairi back, but warned him of the great price he would have to pay. But Sora, who had always followed his heart, was determined to save Kairi. He decided to return to the past, existing only as an embodiment of his heart. Sora returned to a point in the past where history had not yet been rewritten. There, he came into contact with the hearts of Ventus and Aqua, both of which were under threat from Terra Xehanort. Deep within Ventus's heart, Sora battled a physical manifestation of the darkness, and as he traced his way into Aqua's heart, he came face to face with her fear and despair. Sora proceeded to the world where there was no defeat. There his heart was approached by Naminé's. Seeing that Terra's heart was lost deep in the darkness, Naminé had instead brought with her Terra's will, which embodied his fear, anger, and regret. It is with these unbridled emotions that Terra's lingering will confronted Terra Xehanort. Whereas Terra Xehanort represented Terra's physical body, the lingering will represented the tangible elements in his heart. The clash between these two entities would be devastating for Terra. In an effort to stop this, Sora followed the connection between hearts and joined the fight. Exhausted, Sora was caught off guard and lost consciousness. As time continued to flow in the world of the past, Sora suddenly found himself inside Terra's heart. The true Terra had protected him from Terra Xehanort's darkness. Encouraged, Sora resumed following the connection between hearts. The next heart Sora arrived at was Roxas's. As Sora touched upon Roxas's heart, memories of Roxas that were inside Xion also flooded into him. For Roxas, it was not enough to merely return as he was. He needed to restore the connection he shared with his dearest friends and reaffirm their bond. So with Sora's help, Roxas, Axel, and Xion recovered the recusant sigil from Xemnas, the curse that binded them together in friendship. Meanwhile, it appeared as if events in the past could not be changed after all, as Kairi was abducted during the battle just as before. But now, having followed the connections to 5 Guardians, Ventus, Aqua, Terra, Roxas, and himself, Sora only needed to follow 2 more Guardians' hearts before he finally reached Kairi's. Before Sora was able to follow the next connection, he was forced to witness Kairi's essence being shattered yet again. But while in the depths of despair, Sora heard the voice of the king. He informed Sora that Kairi could still be saved. Master Xehanort needed to keep her as insurance until Kingdom Hearts appeared. Armed with this knowledge, Sora jumped into Master Xehanort's portal before his past self caught up. Sora failed to find Kairi and Scala Adkylum, but by reaching the hearts of 5 Guardians, he had found 5 fragments of her heart. He was certain that if he could follow the connection to the remaining 2 Guardians, he could find Kairi. And so, Sora followed the connection to Riku, then to King Mickey. Finally, Sora and Kairi were reunited, but before they could celebrate their reunion, Master Xehanort descended upon them. The Guardians of Light, armed with the power of connecting hearts, succeeded in thwarting Master Xehanort's foul ambition, and in turn, Kingdom Hearts slowly faded into the clouds. The world of ocean and sky, the final world, Sora found himself here yet again, this time with Kairi's hand in his. But this time, Sora had a purpose. He was determined to reunite Chirithy with its friend. With a smile, Sora extended his hand. Let's go. And again, I mean, we know what happened from there. We know Sora faded away as a consequence of misusing the power of waking, even though he did it for noble reasons. There is a price to be paid for defying the natural laws of the universe. And, you know, we've seen Limit Cut episode. We know that Riku is trying to find Sora. Everyone's trying to find Sora. But we'll talk more about what's happened when we do the finale next episode. All right. Wow, still quite a bit to go through here. All right, so the glossary. Keyblades. Weapons fashioned in ancient times in the image of the original true Keyblade in order to fight back the darkness and maintain order in the world. Keyblades can only be wielded by chosen individuals who are strong of heart. Shaped like keys, they operate any lock in existence and are imbued with magic and other unique capabilities. Keyblade wielders may bequeath their powers to the next generation upon meeting worthy individuals. Keyblade Masters. A title reserved for the select few who have proven their knowledge and skill with the Keyblade is sufficient to protect the order of the world. In the past, Masters Ericus and Xehanort achieved this rank, as did Yen Sid. In recent times, Aqua, King Mickey, and Riku have become masters as well. The Keyblade War. An epic clash in the distant past when the forces of light and dark fought for control of Kingdom Hearts, the collective hearts of every world, and the Keyblade that serves as its key. The battleground upon which the war was fought is now known as the Keyblade Graveyard, a barren place where Keyblades jut from the ground like tombstones. Master Xehanort seeks to recreate the Keyblade War in order to forge the Keyblade, unlock Kingdom Hearts, and learn what mysteries await in the world beyond. The Keyblade. An implement created as a counterpart to Kingdom Hearts, and the only key that can open it. All other Keyblades are believed to have been created in its image. The Keyblade was destroyed during a great battle in the past. It will be reforged when 7 hearts of pure light clash with 13 pure darknesses. In the past, Master Xehanort divided the darkness and light in Ventus's heart and pitted them against one another, artificially creating a Keyblade. But his experiment failed and the incomplete blade was destroyed. Heartless. Foot soldiers in the forces of darkness. They can appear in any world and attack those living there in order to steal their hearts. The Heartless are formed when a person's heart is separated from their body and the darkness in the heart takes physical shape. They act autonomously, and their attacks are able to corrupt even those with hearts of light, giving rise to new Heartless in return. The Keyblade can free these stolen hearts from the darkness, and so Sora travels the worlds actively seeking out Heartless to defeat. Heartless can be roughly divided into 2 categories: Purebloods, the original strain, and Emblem Heartless, which were artificially created. Nobodies. Embodiments of emptiness that serve the darkness. Nobodies arise alongside Heartless when the empty body left behind becomes its own autonomous creature. Nobodies who possessed exceptionally strong hearts in life may retain their original appearance, as did all of the previous Organization 13's members. Not everyone fares so well, however. Most bodies cease to exist the moment their hearts are lost. As a result, nobodies are fewer in number than their heartless counterparts. The Unversed. Creatures aligned with the darkness. They arise from powerful negative emotions, and when defeated, they return to the source of pure darkness from which they came, Vanitas. The Unversed presence in a location is clear evidence that Vanitas is somehow involved, so as long as their master continues to exist, they will spawn endlessly. Dream Eaters. Creatures native to the sleeping worlds that feed on dreams. 2 types exist. Nightmares that eat good dreams and plant bad ones in their stead, and spirits that eat only bad dreams. The spirits have fought alongside Sora and Riku in past battles. In the age of fairy tales, Spirits called the Chirathi once provided assistance to Keyblade wielders. Now, we did see a glimpse of that in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross back cover. Organization 13, a group of 13 powerful nobodies who retain their human appearance, led by Xehanort's nobody Xemnas. They attempted to create an artificial Kingdom Hearts by gathering hearts released from fallen Heartless, but Sora and his friends thwarted their plans and put an end to most of their ranks. The members of Organization 13 were recompleted as humans after their destruction. Like Sora's newfound ally Axel, they retained memories of their lives both during the organization and before. The True Organization 13, a new organization under Master Xehanort's direct command. It comprises the 13 pure darknesses he needs to reenact the Keyblade War. Many members are recognizable from the old organization. Despite regaining their humanity after their defeat, they chose to become nobodies again. They now scour the worlds for candidates to complete their numbers. The three realms. The worlds Sora travels are divided into 3 regions: the Realm of Light, the Realm of Darkness, and the Realm Between. Worlds in the Realm of Light and the Realm Between exist as planets in a great sea of stars, which Sora and his friends explore aboard their smile-powered Gummi ship. The Realm of Darkness, however, exists in a space closed off from time. It is accessible only via dark corridors, pathways that open for agents of darkness, or when worlds become unstable, or by using the power of waking. As a result, Aqua has spent years wandering the Realm of Darkness, unable to return to the light. Datascapes. Artificial simulations based on real-world data. Inside a datascape, time can be made to loop infinitely, and the impossible becomes possible. The alternate Twilight Town that Roxas shared with Hayner, Pence, and Olette is one such world, and the datascape they went into in Recoded when they digitized Jiminy's journal. That was also a datascape. And the datascape that we went into for our Limit Cut episode. Order. Donald's magic ensures that Sora and his fellow travelers will always assume an appropriate form for the worlds they visit, so as not to disrupt the local order. In general, the Guardians of Light take the utmost care not to spread knowledge of other worlds to the residents of the places they visit, or at least they try. Sora has a habit of forgetting, and every slip of the tongue earns him a fresh lecture from Donald. The power of waking. In Yen Sid's words, the power to free a heart from its sleep. By the end of his Mark of Mastery examination, Sora had acquired the power of waking, but he lost it when he nearly became a vessel for Xehanort. It is a rare and special power that at the time of this writing, only Riku and the King possess. So let that be made clear. Sora, Riku, and Mickey all have the power of waking. I mean, Sora doesn't anymore because he was warned that he would lose that power for misusing it, but Riku and Mickey still got it going on. Lost Memories. Sora's memories of his adventures at Castle Oblivion in the Realm Between, and the members of Organization 13 he faced there. In the end, he cast aside his memories of Castle Oblivion and fell into a deep slumber in order to repair the original memories he'd lost. The nobodies of Organization 13 were unaffected by the castle, and still retain unilateral memories of their encounters with Sora there. Ansem's Code. A set of data Ansem the Wise cached within Sora while Sora's memories were being repaired. It was entrusted to Riku during the Mark of Mastery examination. Ienzo and the others back at Radiant Garden are doing their utmost to decipher this data, since it may hold the key to saving Roxas, Naminé, and others. The Replica Program. A research project that was helmed by Vexen when he was part of the original Organization 13. The goal was to create empty vessels that could contain a heart and outwardly reflect its original appearance. The previous organization used the replica to copy Sora's memories, hoping to give life to a Keyblade wielder of their own. But while Vexen did manage to create viable specimens, the program was cut short before it could reach completion, because Axel fired him. The joke there is Axel literally lit Vexen on fire from the inside. Alright, the Black Box. The object of Maleficent and Pete's search. Maleficent believes it has been hidden away since the age of fairy tales, but no one knows where it is or exactly what it contains. Now, Lushu knows what it contains. We do not. And again, we've seen the ending of the base game, we've seen the ending of episode Re+Mind and Limit Cut episode. We'll have a big conversation about all that at the end of the finale episode. The old words. May your heart be your guiding key. A phrase often toned by Keyblade users in the age of fairy tales. The words live on today, though few still recite them. Alright, so now the rest of these are DLC, glossary terms. The coat that wards darkness. A black coat worn by members of the organization said to ward off the corruption that permeates the dark corridors. It is said that Xehanort, in his younger years, received the coat from a man claiming to be one of the Lost Masters, but its origin remains shrouded in mystery. On another note, it seems that the armor worn by apprentices of Ericus possesses the same effect. The Mark of Mastery Examination. An examination that accomplished Keyblade wielders must take to achieve the rank of Master. The contents of the exam are not set and are determined by the mentor who administers it. The objective of Sora and Riku's exam was to gain the power of waking in the sleeping worlds. It was through completing this challenge that Riku became a master. Number I. Though she was welcomed into the organization as its 14th member, Xion was ironically given an imaginary number during the replica program. Thus, after she was marked with the X of the recusant sigil, the name Xion was given to her as an anagram of X and number I. Why did I never figure that out? Okay. Tear in the fabric of time. A divergence in the fabric of time that occurred when Sora used the power of waking to overwrite the timeline of defeat. When this phenomenon came into being, a new world without defeat was born, creating two contradictory histories within the same timeline. That was strike one of misusing the power of waking. A series of experiments that Young Xehanort's experiments. Oh boy. A series of experiments that investigated the darkness that dwells in the hearts of people. They were performed by Xehanort, who had taken over Terra's body when he was an apprentice under Ansem. The experiments involved removing and adding darkness to the hearts of subjects. What could be dangerous about that? But most ended in failure. However, their results would later be referenced by Vexen during the replica program. The recusant sigil. The mark of X that Xemnas grants to members of the organization when they are welcomed in. Members then adopt a new name that is an anagram that includes X and their original name. The recusant sigil is said to carry special meaning for the forces of darkness, and as such, they were easily able to track Sora after he was suddenly branded with it during his Mark of Mastery exam. The Promise with Terra. A promise Riku made with Terra during his boyhood days regarding the succession of the Keyblade. Terra had promised that if Riku were able to reach the place where he was, he would teach him how to protect the world and those that he cared about. However, when Riku finally did reach Terra, his would-be mentor informed him with a hearty laugh, the very fact he made it this far proves he already has the power he was seeking. Dive into Sora's dream. There was something Riku remembered from when he used the power of waking to dive into Sora's dreams after the Mark of Mastery exam. At that time, he had met Ansem the Wise, who existed as data within the deep recesses of Sora's heart. Ansem gave Riku the data he gathered from his research, and it was with this Ansem's code that further analyses were to be performed. Alright, I'm going to read through the secret reports, then we'll be getting through the rest of this pretty quickly after that. Alright, so these were the 13 secret reports that we got from doing Battle Gates 1 through 13. Alright. Okay, let's get right into the good stuff here. Recollections. Am I alive? I awoke in a cell, alone until the researchers came in with their tests and their prodding to uncover my identity. I had no answer to offer them. 4 friends and a key. That is the sum total of my memory. I could not even recall my name. I was simply called X there. My only solace was the time I spent talking with the 2 boys who would visit from time to time. One day, a man came to take me from the prison. I could not see him for the darkness, save that he wore an eye patch. Even now, years on, I feel no closer to understanding who or what I am. May my heart be my guiding key. Unknown. Okay, we're going to talk about this real quick. This is where we're going to start having some, some revelations. So, this was written by Subject X. The 2 boys, Isa and Lee, and when they went to rescue her, she was already gone. And a man with an eye patch, Zigbar. So whoever Subject X is, and even at the current point in the game, it's still up, where we are currently in the series, it's still up in the air who Subject X actually is. But, there's options, but I'm not going to say anything else about that because there'll be more time to talk about that as we get through the rest of the games. Okay, Secret Report number 2, Mark of Mastery Journal. Some days have passed since I set off on my journey to prepare for the Mark of Mastery examination. Ericus asked for leave to undertake the same pilgrimage, but apparently I am the first to tour the worlds written of in the old fairy tales. Until a few short years ago, I'd known only my own world, a speck of land surrounded by sea, but how I dreamed of, yearned for the world beyond, and granted guidance from the future, I left that nest behind. As I treaded the path to my master's side, I came in contact with darkness in many forms. I knew even then, as by instinct, terrifying as its power was, it could be harnessed, mastered. Ericus is a blue blood, descended from the very first masters in the age of fairy tales. But I did not come this far to indulge in adulation. I will be his peer, his equal, and to do that, I must learn to wield the power born from both darkness and light in proper balance. Xehanort. Experiments of the Heart. Notes on Subject X. Excerpt 1. Subject was found in the central square shortly after dawn. Female, approximately 15 years old. After 7 days' observation, she spoke her first word after 7 days. Holy shit. Oh, okay, alright. I just figured something out, but could not provide a name. Subject exhibits signs of profound amnesia and displays concern about which world this is. Her words suggest that she departed her homeworld with others, though she cannot recall the names of her erstwhile companions. All efforts to explore those memories have met with a rejection response. The rejection response. After his initial experiments on me, Ansem the Wise ceased his research into the heart, his hand stayed by some fear I cannot fathom. Yet this new subject is like me, devoid of memories. She is the perfect sample upon which to continue my master's work. She, too, could benefit from it. By traversing the heart, we have a direct path into memory. I myself have begun to reclaim my lost past thanks to these very experiments. Who is she? Whence has she come? These are questions no scientist could ignore, and the words she muttered, "May your heart be your guiding key." Okay, so remember that opening scene in Dream Drop Distance where Zigbar looks at Xehanort and says, "Xehanort, do you have your memories back?" Clearly, Xehanort did get his memories back, and it was because of Ansem performing the experiments on his heart. So apparently, if you fuck around with a heart long enough, you can make somebody's memories come back, and unfortunately, Ansem did not do anybody any favors by making Xehanort get his memories back. So this was obviously written by Xehanort after he had stolen Ansem's name and cast Ansem into the realm of darkness. Alright, Experiments of the Heart, Notes on Subject X, Excerpt 2. Subject's memories have not returned, and our conversations remain less than lucid. What fragments can be gleaned evoke a bygone world, like one out of fairy tales? As improbable as it seems, the question may not be where she has come from, but when. If she truly has crossed through time, the prospect of probing her heart is all the more compelling. My pilot studies used a handful of subjects, but none possessed the fortitude to endure them. That's pretty grim. Ultimately, all suffered mental collapse. I knew it would be a heavy blow to lose a subject as unique as she. Oh, never mind, this was before he banished Ansem. Okay. Upon discovering the test I'd been conducting, my master demanded that I cease my work immediately and destroy what research I've compiled. Worse still, he ordered the release of my remaining subjects. She is gone. Where is Subject X now? Has wise Master Ansem hidden her away? Whatever the case, I will not be deterred. I will take her place as the first subject in the grand experiment to come. Alright. Memoirs, Excerpt 1. The castle was a wonderland to us children. Within its walls, Ansem the Wise conducted his research, and the fruits it bore allowed everyone outside to live in peace and happiness. That alone was enough to stoke our interest, though not all of the rumors that escaped its walls were so benevolent. By night, the muffled sounds of human wails emerged. There was talk of dangerous human experimentation. Lee and I couldn't help but hatch a plot to steal inside and sate our curiosity. The 2 guards who stood at the gates were researchers themselves, though you wouldn't think it to see them, massive and barrel-chested as they were, and slipping past the duo was only the first hurdle. It proved one not easily cleared. We were found and tossed out on our ears, time and again. One day, we finally secured our entry. We descended the long spiral stair at the heart of the castle to find a dark space below it, lined with cages. There wasn't light enough to see if they were inhabited, and we were in no position to call out to any occupants within. Yet we could feel it, a definite presence, there in the black. Terror washed over us, and we immediately regretted coming. But just as we turned to flee, we heard the faintest of voices. The urge to run was nigh overpowering, but someone or something beckoned us on. There, framed by a tenuous sliver of light, we found her. So this is when they first broke into the castle and found Subject X for the first time, this one being written by Syx. Memoirs, Excerpt 2. It was too dim to make out her features. We spoke to her in hushed whispers. Who was she? Why was she in prison there? She had no answers for us, had no memories at all. She was an enigma, but I knew I wanted to help her. And so we continued our infiltrations. Most of them stopped short at the castle gates. When we did manage our way inside, we spoke with her. That was all the comfort 2 children like us could offer, but Lee had other ideas. He was determined to free her. We slipped into the castle that day knowing only that we wanted with all our hearts to save her. But we did not find her inside on that day or the next, or any of our subsequent visits. Had she been moved? Had we simply imagined her? Lee and I knew there was only one way to be certain, and so we stand before the castle gates today, not as trespassing children, but in order to become Ansem the Wise's newest apprentices. On the replica program and reanimation. Makes me think of The Walking Dead reanimation. Following my erasure and my recompletion as human, I did not awaken right away. Perhaps the damage was exceptionally grave. Even after waking, I remained in bed, pondering my next course of action. In my work on the replica program for the organization, I produced some 20 vessels. Most of the early results were failures, not one of them granted a number. The first success to emerge from the early lot was the Riku replica. Subsequently, Shion, number I, was essentially indistinguishable from a natural human, though she became unstable due to the influence of others. Using those two as my foundation, I worked to construct a number of nigh-perfect replicas, but just as they neared completion, my efforts were cut short. I suspect Xehanort aims to use both the initial lot as well as the unused replicas from my later work. I arose today and decided to walk out to the square, my first outing in some time. Yet my stroll was interrupted when a surprising visitor appeared with an unexpected offer. Though younger than me, he'd risen to become Xemnas' right-hand man. I accepted his terms and became a nobody once more. Easier to gain access to the old replica program that way. Whatever it takes to atone. Vexen. Now that's interesting. Let's see what the next one's. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so let's talk about this. So there was a conversation between, I think, Ansem the Wise and Vexen when, or it was between Vexen and somebody when Vexen said that, it was Vexen and Demix. When Vexen told Demix that the whole thing was his idea. So this is enough right here to confirm that Cyax was actually a part of the plan to get the replicas out from under Xehanort's thumb to use them for Naminé and Roxas. So we knew Vexen. We reached a point in the game where we knew Vexen only joined the new organization so that he could try to find some way to make up for what he did. And now we know that while Cyax, because Cyax did rise up to become Xemnas' right hand in the original organization, now we know that Cyax also had his own plans going on to try to rectify some of the damage that had been done. So that's a neat little bit of information right there. Alright, number 8. The real organization. Xehanort seeks to gather 12 vessels, which, together with his true actual self, he considers the real Organization 13. Now that he has the numbers he needs, Demix and I are being treated as reserves. Several others who served Xemnas in the old organization have followed the same course as mine, electing to abandon their newly restored humanity and rejoin the real organization as nobodies. But not Xemnas. Xemnas cannot exist in the present because there is already a Xehanort here, the old man in charge. The old man's humanity prevents his heartless and nobody, others vanquished in the past, and his younger self from being denizens of this time. To circumvent this, Xehanort is using the prototype replicas I created in the past as containers, plucking his other selves' hearts from the time they existed. Xehanort ordered me to refine the prototypes, to make them closer still to the real thing, perfecting my creations so that they may house true flesh and blood human suits. Perfecting my creations so they may house true flesh and blood humans suits my own purposes as well. All that remains from my atonement is to devise a way to pass on as many of the vessels as I can to those who truly deserve them. Alright. Ansem Code Conspectus, Excerpt 1. I have pored over the data my master entrusted to Riku. Here I offer my preliminary conclusions. Within Sora's heart are 3 compartmentalized boxes, each containing the heart of another. One holds Roxas, another holds a second heart that has been with Sora nearly as long, Xion. The third has held its heart for much longer, Ventus. These hearts have melded with Sora and no longer have voices of their own. Any attempt to mechanically extract them could prove as dire for Sora as what caused him to become a Heartless in the first place. First, a vessel for each heart must be readied. Then, a spark of some sort is required to induce its waking. Obviously, the ideal solution is to restore each heart to its own body, but, whatever the case for the 2 unknown individuals, Roxas possesses no such thing. The same is true for Naminé, who we believe resides in Kairi's heart. Still, If alternate bodies can be secured for them, all their hearts require to be awakened is that spark, people they cared for and who cared for them, who can show them the way home. Complete and perfect digitalization of the heart is impossible. We can only hope to partially reconstruct it. Thus, I see no way forward but to extract the hearts we so desperately need directly from within Sora. Fortunately, the data stored in Twilight Town contains a near-perfect record of the memories of those who lived there, and for Roxas and Naminé especially, this is crucial. From Mienzo. Ansem Code Conspectus Excerpt 2. As for how to contain their hearts, the only conceivable option is the replicas. If we transfer in the digital memories from the Twilight Town archive, the replicas should be able to reconstruct each individual's human appearance with near-perfect results. Then their hearts need only the right spark to wake them, so they may find their way out of Sora and Kairi and into these newly made bodies. The replica program was truly revolutionary, but it was incomplete at the time of the old organization's dissolution. Without Evan, how are we to further the research? We need at least 3 replicas, one for Roxas, one for Naminé, and one for the unknown stowaway within Sora's heart. These are difficult quandaries, but as I work through my master's data, I find myself remembering the taste of ice cream. When I was a boy, he would bring me some when we took walks together. There will be a time to regret my betrayal later. For now, my focus must be on restoring Roxas and Naminé and proving my master had good intentions. Observations, Excerpt 1. I have seen it through. The Keyblade War unfolded exactly as written on the lost page. Now the Keyblade the Master entrusted to me must be bequeathed to another. 5 Union leaders have been chosen from the surviving Dandelions. I will pass the Keyblade to one of them, and then continue watching the future unfold. Yet, it seems that someone has pulled the old switcheroo. One of the 5 is an imposter, someone the Master did not choose. They represent a virus in the program he so carefully wrote. The virus has begun a strange undertaking, a reckless plot to allow the 5 to escape into another world line. Surely such a thing can't be possible. We're talking about the same trick that allowed the Dandelions to transfer to other world lines after the Keyblade War. But these children are no masters. They haven't the means. Unless, of course, a certain lady of magic summoned here from the future knows more than I do. The whole Union leader thing was supposed to be by the books. Are these new events just another phase in the Master's grand plan? Okay, it says unknown, but it should not be hard to figure out who this entry was written by. And a certain lady of magic summoned here from the future. Now, that's interesting, isn't it? Observations, Excerpt 2. Even on a world line with no Keyblade War, peace is but a dream. In the absence of us and our master, a darkness arrived, one that shall surely lead the world to yet another demise. Amid the chaos, I bequeathed my Keyblade to one of the Union leaders, just as the master instructed. I watched as the 5 were sent to another world line at no small cost, ensuring the line of Keyblade wielders will live on. And now, Keybladeless, I must depart this land to fulfill my final task. This means casting my own body aside and sojourning my heart in vessel after vessel, as many as it takes. But I will continue gazing upon each passing era, one unto the next. In time, be it years or decades, centuries or millennia, I will meet the 5 once more. Somewhere in this cyclical history of bequeathings, a chosen one will appear and reenact the Keyblade War. When this scapegoat arrives and takes my Keyblade in hand, that will be the time to take the stage and finish my role. The Lost Masters will awaken. Alright, Should have figured out who's writing these by now. Alright, here's the last one. Observations Excerpt 3. It seems this body, this name will be my last. The lives I have lived over the ages could fill volumes, but for now I must focus on what matters most. The Keyblade has been successfully passed down, generation to generation, and it seems a Keyblade master devoted to the darkness may finally arise. Until now, I have watched over the course of events from a distance. Perhaps the time has come to intervene. I need only play the role of a fool desirous of the Keyblade's power. I will don the mask of his ally in order to keep watch over my Keyblade from close by. The Gazing Eye, a Keyblade forged from the eye of the Master of Masters. He passed it to me, as I have to others, and through it he can see the future, all that will ever come to pass. Spanning the ages and body after body, life after life, my task has been to keep vigil over the eye as it passes from hand to hand. It has been a long time, longer than I can express. But now, at last the Keyblade War has begun, and Kingdom Hearts will open, a true and complete Kingdom Hearts, born of the clash between darkness and light. I will soon be reunited with my old companions, and in that moment my long vigil will reach its end. He will return. Luxu. Luxu is the writer of these last 3 reports. He is referring to his true role, which is meant to inevitably culminate in the return of the Foretellers and the Master of Masters. Luxu passed his Keyblade down through generations, taking on as many new forms as he needed to outlast the passing of time. Alright, character files, main characters, we have Sora. Wait a minute, what did it say about Switch model? We have Sora. Donald. Goofy. Jiminy. King Mickey. Riku, Kairi, Aqua, Ventus, Terra, Axel or Lee, Roxas, Shion, Amine, Riku Replica, Master Xehanort. Young Xehanort, Terra Xehanort, Ansem, Xemnas, Vanitas, Xigbar, or Luxu, Vexen, Evan, Syx, Demix, Luxord, Marluxia, Larxene, Dark Riku, Anti-Aqua, the real Ansem, Ienzo, Dylan or Zaldin, Alias or Lexius, Terra's Lingering Will, Master Ericus, Young Master Ericus, Young Master Xehanort, Chirithes. Alright, so they put this in as a question mark, but we know from Kingdom Hearts back cover that his name is Ephemer, and he is a boy who existed in the age of fairy tales, and he is one of many Keyblade wielder hearts from the past that came to save the day against the Demon Tide. Alright, so those are the main characters. Alright, everyone else, we have Yen Sid, Chip, Dale, Maleficent, Pete, Queen Minnie, Daisy, Pluto, the Moogles, Koopo, Wreck-It Ralph, Simba, Stitch, Ariel. Guess that's it. Alright, cool. Then Olympus, we have Hercules, Shut Up Meg, Phil, Pegasus, Zeus, Hermes, Apollo, Athena, Hades, and then the Rock Titan, the Ice Titan, and then finally appearing in the games, the Lava Titan and the Tornado Titan. Twilight Town, we have Hayner, Pence, Olette, Uncle Scrooge, Little Chef, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Merlin. Oh, that's it. Toy box, we've got Sora in his toy form, Donald in his toy form, Goofy in his toy form, Woody, Buzz, Rex, Ham. Now I'm really hungry. The Little Green Men, the Green Army Men. Oh, that's it. Kingdom of Corona, we have Rapunzel, then we have Eugene, Pascal, Maximus. All I can think of is Russell Crowe when I hear the name Maximus. Mother Bitchface. Yeah, serves you right, you wrinkled old piece of trash. Oh, that's it. Alright. Monstropolis, we have Monster Cat Sora, or I think maybe supposed to be a werewolf or a werecat or something. Vampire Cyclops Donald. Frankengoof. Sully. The Bowling Ball, Mike Wazowski. Boo. The Snitch from Recess. Actually, wow, the eyes that kind of look the same. Their government cover-up squad. Alright, Arendelle. I'll be nice. I'll keep being nice in this one. Elsa. Definitely looks way better with the ice dress. Oh, they show her as a kid, too? Alright. Wasn't paying attention on that one, either. And then Anna. Or Anna. Forget how they actually pronounce it in the movie. Olaf. Kristoff. Sven. Marshmallow. A cute name for such a devilish creature. And then this asshole piece of shit. Lying, conniving scumbag. Alright, Caribbean. Sora in his pirate gear. Donald in his pirate gear. Still not wearing any pants. Goofy in his pirate gear. The one and only Captain Jack Sparrow. William Turner. Elizabeth Swann. Hector Barbosa. Tia Dalma, better known as Calypso. Joshua Gibbs. Asshole. Davy Jones. What up there, squid face? San Francisco, we have Sora just with the AR device on him. Hiro Hamada. Baymax. Go-Go Tamago. Honey Lemon. Wasabi. And Fred. And then the Dark Baymax. Alright, 100 Acre Wood, we have the usual cast, Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Rabbit, Tigger, Roo, and Lumpy. Oh, I guess we're actually missing a few characters this time. Okay, Gopher's there. Oh, no Owl, no Kanga. Okay. And then for the DLC episodes, Leon, Aerith, Yuffie, Sid, Fairy Godmother, Young Xehanort. Alright, so this is listed as a question mark, but obviously this is the Master of Masters. And then Era, Envy, Aced, Gula. We know from watching the ending that Ava has yet to reappear. And then Yozora, a young man who is destined to meet Sora, yet we see him kinda lurking and creeping on Riku in the secret ending that ended up being Riku's dream. Now this is a very interesting, enigmatic case here. So, again, for the sake of the game, let's say that Sora, Riku, and everybody else exist in the real Kingdom Hearts world. Yozora is a fictional character from a video game in the Toy Story world. So what the hell is a fictional character from the Toy Story world doing in a place that looks like Insomnia staring down Riku? Will we get the answer to this question in the secret episode? No. But this is going... It's very interesting to start theorizing like where things are going to go from here and what part a mysterious character like this has to play in the grand scheme of things. Alright, so that's it for the character section, I believe, right? Yep, that's everybody. Alright, adversaries, the Heartless, the Shadow, the Neo Shadow, the Fluttering, Flame Core, Water Core, Earth Core, Dark Inferno, very early in the list for some reason, Soldier, High Soldier, Air Soldier, Large Body, Helmed Body, Vermilion Samba, because we cannot have a Kingdom Hearts game without some musical Heartless, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Marine Rumba, Gold Beat, Malachite Bolero, then we've got the Pop Cat, Vitality Pop Cat, Magic Pop Cat, Focus Pop Cat, Money Pop Cat, the Bizarre Archer, the Rock Troll, the Metal Troll, the Satyr, Mechanitor, Toy Trooper, Pole Cannon, Marionette, Power Wild, Pogo Shovel, Parasol Beauty, Chief Puff, Regular Puff, Chaos Carriage, Winterhorn. Things are so freaking adorable. Frost Serpent. As much as I love dragons, that is considerably less adorable. Vaporfly, Sea Sprite, Spear Lizard, Anchor Raider, Tire Blade, and then there is an airborne model too, but I guess it's only going to show the ground model. The Crystal Darkside that we fought at the beginning of the game. The Demon Tide, well, the Demon Tide Core specifically. The Demon Tower. King of Toys. The Grim Guardianess that Mother Gothel transformed into. Skull that frickin' Hans the two-timing backstabbing piece of shit scumbag turned into. Raging Vulture. Lightning Angler. The Dark Cubes. The Lich. Catastracorus. The Cherry... Yeah, as cute and adorable as the Flans are, they are still heartless. So we've got the Cherry Flan, the Strawberry Flan, the Orange Flan, the Banana Flan, the Grape Flan, the Honeydew Flan, and the Watermelon Flan. And then from the DLC, we have the Dark Inferno X, which represented a darkness deep down in Ventus's heart. But darkness in Ventus's heart still got a little bit more to see about that piece of the story. Oh, and the regular dark side that we fought in Re+Mind. All right, so for the nobodies, we saw the Dusk. Sniper, making its debut in this game, Marluxia's Reapers, Larxine's Ninjas, the Gambler made a comeback, the Berserker made a comeback, and the Sorcerer made a comeback. For the Unversed, the Floods made a comeback. And then we were introduced to the Flower Snakes, the Spiked Turtle Toads, the regular Turtle Toads, and of course the Lump of Horror. And then for others, we have the Gigas Power class, the Gigas Speed class. Now these, of course, are also from the same fictional world of Yozora. The Gigas Gunner class. Beasts and Bugs, which I don't think have anything to do with Yozora. That was its own separate thing. The Patchwork Animals. Oh, was there another model on the... Okay, nope, there wasn't. And the Air Droids. Ah, yes, the bouncy pets. How did I forget about these cute little stuffed animals that wanted to kill us? That's all of them, right? Yeah, that's all of them. Oh. Then there's the Supreme Smasher. And of course, frickin' Annabelle here. Treasures, I mean, there's not really a lot to show here. We got all the treasures. I'm not going to go through and click on every single one. Recipe collection, it's just, we went over this in the item inventory. Like, these are all the recipes. You know, you make everything in the bistro, and this section will be done. Synthesis, we covered this during the synthesis episode. This is everything that you can make in synthesis. I'm not going to go over it again. And then game records. So we have all the shot locks. Kingdom Key has King of Hearts and Ragnarok. Elemental Encoder has King of Hearts and Ragnarok. Hero's Origin has Drain Shock and Atomic Deluge. Shooting Star has Meteor Shower, Diving Barrage, and Cluster Cannonade. Remember, for the Keyblades that have 3 shot locks, make sure you do a full shot lock on multiple enemies and a full shot lock on a single enemy. Favorite Deputy has Ghost Horde and Drill Dive. Ever After has Shimmering Taps and Spectral Rays. Happy Gear has Snake Bite and Warp Trick. Crystal Snow has Diamond Dust and Frozen Crescents. Wheel of Fate has Blade Storm and Flag Rampage. Nano Gear has Cube Extreme and Zone Cutter. Honey Spout has Honey Burst, Honey Drizzle, and Sweet Surprise. Grand Chef has Steam Spiral and Fruit Crusher. Classic Tone has Phantom Rush and Noise Flux. Starlight has Blades of the Round and Union Ragnarok. Ultima has Infinity Circle. Oathkeeper has Sunray Blast and Stellar Inception. And then Oblivion has Blade Fury Eclipse and also Stellar Inception. Attractions, we had the Pirate Ship, Mad Teacups, Blaster Blaze, Magic Carousel, and Splash Run. Link attacks, we had Meow Bow Balloon, 8-Bit Blast, King's Flare, Plasma Encounter, and Sea Spectacle. The Fantastic 7 just show up here with the scores for each one. We already went over them in the Heart Adversary section. And then the mini games, we have Verum Rex, Speed of Lead, the Festival Dance, Frozen Slider, Flash Tracer, and the 100 Acre Wood mini games. And then if you go into your photo album, it's just going to show you all the pictures that we took. So, yeah, geez, holy shit, that's it. Go ahead and save these files one more time. Alright, so, I know probably a very boring episode for some people, and I can respect that. But, you know, this is kind of a tradition that I got into, like doing this end-of-game review. And even when I catch up to Kingdom Hearts and move on to start recording other games, this is going to be a continuous thing where we, you know, I do as much of an end-game review as I can before we bring it to a close. So, if you stuck with this episode all the way up till now, greatly appreciate it. So, I mean, this is it. Like, everything in the game is done. We have reached the end of the journey. The last thing we have to do in the Kingdom Hearts 3 finale next episode is going to be the secret episode. And yeah, you know, I'm not going to say anything else. I don't want to I don't want to get too hyped up and like say something I shouldn't. Odds are you've already noticed when I go to the Pro Code screen, like what the secret episode is going to be. But if you haven't, don't go back and ruin it now. Just wait till the next episode comes out. I mean, you know, it's Friday night right now, so the finale will definitely be coming out tomorrow. I'll be recording it tomorrow night, Saturday night. It won't be a long wait because despite any complaints or grievances people have with this particular entry of the series, I found it enjoyable. My one gripe was that sometimes a couple of the Disney worlds did feel like filler. but I think the way the game ended, with like all the stuff we did in the Keyblade Graveyard, more than made up for it. And yeah, I've enjoyed this part of our journey. I can play these games over and over and over again and not get bored. And you know, it's been fun playing through these again and doing these Let's Plays. But as I said, next episode is the finale of Kingdom Hearts 3 Re+Mind, and really the finale of the Xehanort saga. I mean, we're not quite done with Xehanort as a character yet, but you know, our conflict against Xehanort is at an end, and after this game we're kind of heading into a transitionary saga that's going to set us up for the next big arc that's coming. But that being said, I don't dare say anything else because this is meant to be spoiler free. So again, if you sat through this episode, thank you, like more so than usual, for watching. I know these reviews aren't really all that exciting, and yeah, I'll see you guys back for part 31, the Kingdom Hearts 3 Re+Mind finale. And until then, my friends, may your heart be your guiding key.